So you probably saw the thumbnail and clicked the video. Good. Hey, what's happening? YouTubers are back with a brand new action figure review, and as you saw by the thumbnail, is this import level quality? We'll see. Stupid. I mean, no, of course not. It's domestic. But anyways, today we're going to take a look at the new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Robin Tim Drake, based on his appearance in DC Rebirth. But y'all already know how this works. It's the box that you've seen since the beginning. Robin, Tim Drake, DC Rebirth. The back, the image of Tim Drake's Robin. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get Tim Drake out of the box. Alright, here's Tim Drake out of the box. Let's take a look at his accessories first. So, he comes with this base plate that you see with all McFarlane Toys figures. Real quick, as I was reviewing this, the homie Machu Toy messaged me and said, why does this Tim Drake Robin have so much Riz? So the irony that as I was reviewing this, he was actually opening up and posing him up too. That's funny, but I agree. This Tim Drake has some Riz. Now, Tim Drake comes with 5 sets of hands. Yes, you heard that right, 5 sets of hands. So, let's go through them. So first up, he has a pair of fisted hands. Then he has a pair of gripping hands, which oddly enough, he doesn't come with the bow staff. And I don't know whose this is, but I guess I could just use this. It just looks really warped. But yeah, I think every Tim Drake figure we've had has come with a bow staff, which is interesting. This one doesn't. And then the next set of hands he has are like these open hands. And then he has another pair of open hands that look like they're about to grip, I think. And then the last set of hands is like kind of expressive ones. You have the thumbs up and the pointing finger, which I'm wondering if this is from the Gold Label collection, Dick Grayson Robin. I don't know, let me know in the comments below. And just like all DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane Toys, it comes with a data file card. So there is the image of Tim Drake's Robin from DC Rebirth, just like you saw in the back of the box. Then on the back is the data files. Let's go and zoom in here. So feel free to pause it if you want to go ahead and read it. And before I go further with the review, just to kind of compare to the source material or the reference art, the outfit of the figure kind of looks like the source material, but there are some noticeable differences, like the elbow is supposed to be green here, it's black, and then the utility belt, it's not supposed to be a solid gold, it's supposed to have a circular gold, I don't know. And the pouches aren't as big, I guess, because Rob Liefeld drew these, I don't know. But, I mean, it's close. The only thing I'm trying to like looking closely here, but it looks like the mask is also black and this is green. But yeah, I mean, at this point, sometimes the cards don't match the figures. Now let's take a look at the figure itself, and the head sculpt looks like Tim Drake. I will say this though, he kind of looks like he's got like a Joker thing going on. So, I mean, McFarlane Toys, if you end up Jokerizing this one, it looks like it'll make a good Jokerized figure. His chin looks like a little too big there, but I mean, it's a solid head sculpt. And we'll take a look at the rest of the figure. I believe this is reusing the Connor Kent Superboy body mold, which is why we have a plethora of accessories, in terms of hand accessories, say. Doesn't come with any weapons. And here's the interesting thing. The utility belt is actually a separate piece. I don't think I've seen a McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figure that's just had a separate utility belt. If there has been one, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's interesting. But the big thing about this, or the hype about this, is the wired soft goods cape. And look at that, 2 different colors. That's pretty freaking awesome. Now in terms of material, obviously I'm not no soft goods connoisseur like my homie Fabio, but I think it's a fairly decent fabric, especially for a retail domestic figure. Almost rivaling import quality, like the thumbnail. And I'm just kidding. Guys, don't take that thumbnail too seriously. It was to hook y'all in. But yeah, I think the fabric is definitely nice, especially for a retail line. I love the wired right here. Obviously, it might be hard to do wiring like on the bottom, but yeah, it's going to be great for some dynamic poses and shots, which I'll definitely do. All right, now it's going to jump right into size comparisons. And first size comparison, here's Tim Drake standing next to a couple other Robin figures from the DC Multiverse line. We have Damian Wayne on the left, which I basically head swapped and kit bashed with this is from the DC vs. Vampires version, I think. Yeah, and then on the right is the Robin Reborn, which, you know, this is good, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of the head sculpt. The head sculpt's better on here, but proportionally I like the Rebirth better. And next size comparison, here is standing next to more sidekicks or former sidekicks of Batman. We have the new 52 Nightwing and the new 52 Red Hood. These were the 2-pack. Man, this is still one of my favorite DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane Toys. And next size comparison, here is next a couple Batman figures. We have the Batman 3 Jokers on the left that I've essentially kit bashed and customized. And on the right is the McFarlane digital DC Direct digital Batman figure. And the reason why I use this comparison is because this is supposed to be the Rebirth Tim Drake Robin, and this body is based off the Rebirth Batman. And as you can see, they're about the same height. You kind of have to pick your battles, folks. Like I've come to the conclusion that scaling is never really going to be something that's going to be course corrected. I mean, we're 5 years in now, but yeah, I think if anything, the 3 Joker / Hush body is probably going to be your best bet if you want it to scale with Batman properly. And last size comparison, here he is next to the soon-to-be obsolete DC card stand that came with the collector edition figures. Not anymore. Alright, my overall thoughts on the figure, I think it's decent. Is it import level good? No, of course not. It's just something I put in the thumbnail. But I will say the wired soft goods cape is not something to snuff about. It is pretty good, especially for a domestic line. And I will say this also, I've had a couple Mafex figures and also a couple Mezco figures. Obviously, I'm not saying this, material is rival to theirs, but it is pretty damn close in my opinion, especially the wiring. But in terms of the figure itself, it's a decent reuse of this body mold. It gets decent range of articulation. You get a plethora of hand accessories, which you like to see. That's kind of the benefit of reusing body molds, is you can have existing hand sculpts be put into this pack. Which is funny though, they didn't include a bow staff. But I think it's still a solid pickup if you wanted to get a Tim Drake figure. I still prefer the Robin Reborn version. I just don't like how bulky that one is. But what separates this is that wired soft goods cape. But yeah, let me know what you think, YouTubers. Sound off in the comments below, and like always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.